Hey guys, Bob from Better Music here, today to talk to you about effects loops. What an effects loop is it's the separation between your preamp and your power amp stage to allow you to use time-based effects like delays, chorus, reverbs, things like that into your amplifier and get the most out of them. Now, not every amplifier has an effects loop. Old Fenders, things like that will generally have they won't have one, so you plug these effects straight in and they're usually pretty accepting of them. But today's modern amps will give you the choice of a parallel effects loop or a series effects loop. So if you want to come around the back and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so a series effects loop is the most basic of the two effects loops. There's a send and a return. The return is an in and the send is an out, essentially, for your effects loop, for your effects, I should say. So this is a series effects loop. It's just a straight in, straight out sort of affair. And you come across to the parallel effects loop. The parallel effects loop, again, has the send and return, so your same sort of in and out, but it's also got a control here, which controls the wet and dry. So it will control the wet signal or the affected signal and the dry signal, which is the basic amp signal. So it gives you more control over the effect that you're using, whether it's a delay or a chorus or whatnot. It'll give you the most out of it. Now, I explained before about plugging effects straight into the front of the amplifier versus plugging it into the effects loop. Today I've got Boss Super Chorus, the classic Boss pedal, plugged in directly into the front of the rectifier. So I'll give you an example of what it sounds like and we'll go from there. Alright, so this is just the amp signal on its own, plugged in. So I'm using the Messrs preamp on its own, just the clean sound without the chorus in, and you'll hear the now if I hit the pedal, you'll hear so you can really hear it under the clean sound. Under a distorted sound, it changes it slightly as well. So with the chorus on. So you get that real sort of Zakk Wylde sort of sound, I wish. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug the amp into the effects loop, and you can hear the difference about like how much this changes the sound and you get the most out of the pedal. So just give me a few seconds. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I've got these two patch leads. I've got these here for the sake of the exercises, but you can sometimes run a loom to the front of the stage depending. So I'm plugging the input into the send. And the way I'm hopeless with stuff like this, so the way I remember it is I always sing Send in the Clowns. The Krusty the Clown episode of The Simpsons gets me every time. I always send in, send input, send in the clowns. That's how I remember it. I'm hopeless with stuff like this, so I have to do these silly little songs and things to remember stuff, but it works. Whatever works for you. All right, so. So with the effect now. You can really hear the difference there. Under gain is where you hear it the most, I reckon. So yeah, it's a little bit more full-on sounding. It works well for delays, chorus, reverbs, and your time-based effects. Things like phasers, for some reason, work better in the front. I don't know, ask Eddie Van Halen why. Other than that, that's pretty much effects loops. If you've got any other questions or any ideas for Bob's tips, put them in the comments below or hit us up on Facebook, and rock on. So it's that's a rule that I use. However, if you're using like drop tunings and things like that, it can vary as well. But for the most part, there's brands like DR, GHS, Diodario, Ernie Ball. They're all making strings that cater for D tuning. Getting any lower than D or maybe even C sharp tuning,